Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Season AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Today, of course, is the 1st of October 2023. It's a day to quote unquote celebrate Nigeria. So, the question I have for you is this: is there anything to celebrate? Is there anything to celebrate? Apart from us being alive and everything else, and like they are in any other country in the world, and we're alive and healthy to some extent, or we're getting by. That is same as everybody else around the world. Now, is there anything to celebrate? Is there anything at all that you can think of? Let me ask this question. Let me pose these four questions, and I'll leave it at that, and I'll let you decide. Leave your comments as you watch this. So here's one thing I want you to look at as we speak right now. Today, I was told today in a phone call that let me get this here. Sorry, a bag of rice is now 45,000 naira. A bag of rice in Nigeria is now 45,000 naira. And I don't think until they insert the new clause of 25,000 naira a month that President Tinubu was put in, that will make it about 55,000 naira. If you add the 25 to the 30,000 naira, that's 55,000 naira per month for an average worker. The lower, anyway, from what they said in his announcement today, so we're looking at 55,000 naira. So a bag of rice for a family in a month will be cleared by, just for a bag of rice alone, out of that 55,000 naira. If that's what's going to happen, is going to be swallowed up by 45,000 naira in the bag from their wages, and it's for about 50 million people thereabouts. Keep in mind there are over 200 million people. I'm not angry. We're just trying to ask, what is there to celebrate? Okay, so the next thing is this. That's why the song in the background is asking, how long we're not going to suffer? We need to participate in the process of governance, and I'll show you how we can do that. But I wanted to ask this question. Now, the next thing, the naira is only worth 0.0013 of the dollar. That is less than 1 cent of the dollar. 1 cent. It is less than 1 cent. This naira here is less than 1 cent of the dollar. You put it together, 1 naira, $1. It is only worth 0.0013. It is not up to 1 cent in the dollar. It's not up to 1 cent of the dollar. So I'm asking, anything to celebrate? I'm just asking. It's not about being angry. Is there anything to celebrate? That's all I'm asking. Okay, next one. Petrol that we export, that we should also be refining at home to break down the cost of petrol for we the citizens, sovereigns of Nigeria. I'll tell you more about the sovereigns in due course. Just hang with me. Is now over 1,000 naira per liter. So get this, we will export our oil at a barrel at a price that is making the oil cheap for those who are going to come and buy the crude oil for us. They will buy it by the bucket load at a very cheap price. But when we are going to buy the processed oil, we pay through the nose, over 1,000 naira per liter for the oil that we exported out of the country. But they won't fix the refineries. I need to add the refineries to the discussion. I've said that before, but I just wanted to just pick random things. So, anything to celebrate? Anything? I'm just putting this out there. There's 4 things. Here comes the 4th one. The 1999 Constitution that we are governed by is written in English, not in our local languages, thereby excluding over 200 million Nigerians from the governing process. I'm asking again, is there anything to celebrate? You tell me. when over 200 million people, we are approaching 220, 230 million people. Let us say not up to 10 million can read in English. So if you cannot read in English, already there are 10 million children out of school. Many, over 85 million, maybe 130 million out of job. Many of them not able to speak English. Pidgin is what they can do at best. So they cannot read the Constitution of Nigeria. Why not have the Constitution of Nigeria in our local languages so that the people can know the laws that they're governed by and be able to participate in that process? Why not? Anything to celebrate? Is there anything to celebrate? I'm just asking. Yes, we can say we're glad that we're alive and all of that, but they're also alive in other countries. They're doing better as well. But we can do better. Just a word on the refineries. Like I showed you in there, the 1,000 naira per liter. If we were if the refineries were working, and all we need is to put about 9.668 billion naira together to fix all the 4 refineries. I'm talking about Warri, Kaduna, Port Harcourt 1, Port Harcourt 2. Now, for just 3 months, the government is spending 3.1 trillion naira to import oil that will only last for about 3 months, subsidy. And when you import it, people have to find money to buy this oil, this processed oil. And they are buying it at over 1,000 naira per liter. Does it not make economic sense to actually make sure that we have our refineries working so that the oil is being taken out of the ground? We are processing it here, and anybody who wants to buy it will buy the finished product, saving us cost of traveling, saving us being charged costs for transporting the oil back to us. It doesn't make economic sense. So I'm asking again, anything to celebrate at 63 in Nigeria? Anything? It's not about getting angry. I'm just asking a question. The song is saying, how long are we going to suffer? So we are asking this question to really pose that. Let me just go back up again. So just start off here. Nigeria, anything to celebrate at 63? Nigeria at 63, anything to celebrate? That's the question. Simple. Leave your thoughts. Let's hear your comments. You are watching Citizen AI, the platform where we speak truth about. We are just bringing you facts and figures. Just run through that again. Bag of rice, 45,000 naira. Today, I got a call this morning and I was told that figure from Nigeria. So a bag of rice is 45,000 naira. Secondly, your 1 naira is only worth 0.0013 of the dollar. So when you look at it together, 1 naira, $1, big. It's like only a small slice, a corner, you see at the very corner of this dollar. That is how much your dollar, if they rip it up and they give that to you, that is how much your dollar, your naira is worth when compared to the dollar. You're not up to the same thing at all. So whatever you're producing, you are going to be, dollar will be buying it on the cheap. It is unsustainable. It is unsustainable. But hey, anything to celebrate? I'm just asking. Of course, petrol that we export, the crude oil we export, that we should also be refining to keep down the cost of petrol for we the citizens. We are the sovereigns. The price of the oil should be lower for the people who produce those oil in our country naturally by making sure we have the refinery process functioning immediately. The price of oil will go down to relieve the suffering of we the citizens. We are the sovereigns. But it's not the case. Anything to celebrate? I'm just asking. There's no point in making it, I'm not angry. We're just putting facts before you for you to consider. Okay, next thing. The 1999 Constitution that we are governed by is written in English and not in all our local languages. We have over 350 local languages. And before you tell me, we can't do it, yes, we can. It is doable. As sovereigns, we have the power to demand for those the constitution to be written in our local languages so that we can participate in our governance. The fact that the constitution is written in English, it excludes over 200 million citizens out of the process of governance. They just say vote. That's not right. That's not how you participate. You need to hold your governance to account. You need to know what the law says in your language to be able to actively participate. Major problem. This must be fixed immediately. That is my stance. Now, let me show you one final thing before I go. And please do share this broadcast. Let's have your thoughts and comments. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Let me show you one more thing. Where is it now? I just want to show you something quickly. Right. Okay. Just give me 1 sec. Right. Okay. So, case in point, I spoke earlier on about the fact that the constitution is in our local language. It's not in our local language. 200 million people. I'm going to read it to you anyway in English, and I'll try and endeavor to show you the part of it that is in Yoruba, because that's the language I can speak. We've translated this particular section in Yoruba and in Igbo and in Hausa, but I'll show you the Yoruba one anyway, and I can read it off head. It is important for our people to understand this. So in English, I'll read that to you again. So many of you know this process. You know what I do. I've done this several times on this platform, Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Let me take this opportunity to ask you, if you haven't subscribed to Citizen AY on YouTube, go ahead and do so now. Here's what you need to do. Subscribe to Citizen AY, hit notification button, give us a thumbs up, help us reach more people. We really appreciate your support. Subscribe to Citizen AY. Please give us a thumbs up, leave a comment, share this broadcast. Now, let us read the words that you see on the screen. They are in the Constitution. Now, we put the X there because the Constitution needs to be amended, but it is still a Constitution nonetheless. That's why you saw it at the beginning of the broadcast. That's telling you that it's not in our language. But here are the words within it. Let's zoom in closer so you can see that. Now, what you can see on the screen is sovereignty. Let me make it click a little bit better. Okay. So I want you to see all of that uninterrupted. That's why I'm doing this. So here we go. So sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through its constitution, derives all its powers and authority. That's you and I. You are a sovereign. You need to exercise that power. How do you exercise the powers of sovereignty to hold your governors to account? It is guaranteed under Section 14(2)(c) of the Nigerian Constitution. It states the participation by the people in the government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this Constitution. Again, by your participating, how do you participate? You participate by questioning your government, those in government, over the funds, where the funds are going, where the infrastructure has been built. You have the power to do so because you are a sovereign, and we need to begin to do that collectively. But more to the point, we are calling on the federal government to translate the Constitution of Nigeria into our local languages so that our people can actively participate in their governance. Voting at elections alone is not participating in your governance. That's just a tick box. You have to participate, monitor what your governments are doing from the local to state to federal on a daily basis, monitoring them, holding them to account as sovereigns collectively. Now, let me just show you 1 second. I'm going to bring the one for Yoruba up. 1 second. So, thank you. As promised, I've brought the translation out in Yoruba. I can speak Yoruba, so I'm doing that. I've only done these two sections, 14(2)(a), 14(2)(c) in Yoruba. And I've been doing some things in terms of Section 10 and all of that. I've done some of that. But we need a complete translation of the Nigerian Constitution into our local languages. That will encourage and enable the citizens to participate in the governance. If you know the laws that you're governed by and the powers you possess within it, you are more likely to participate in the governance. As it stands, the government says something, everybody goes, the government has said, without engaging them, the thinking faculty to say, is this right, is it wrong, what does it say in the book? Question them, hold them to account. That is the process that is missing entirely from what we call democracy. In actual fact, if you can see from what I'm telling you, we are not a democracy because over 200 million people are excluded from the governing process. Please do not misunderstand me. To vote in an election that's not what democracy is about alone. That is just one tiny sliver of what needs to happen. You need to be involved in the process of governance, questioning, holding them to account, demanding questions, reminding them who the sovereigns are, which is of course you and I. This is what we're trying to do. So let me read to you what the Constitution says in in Yoruba, the powers we possess, this 14.2 and 14.2c, that needs to be done. The entire constitution must be translated into Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, Middle Belt, all the languages, so that everybody in every community will be able to actively participate in the governance, know what the laws that governs them, and the powers they possess within that 1999 constitution. Without that, we are not a democracy. We are not a democracy. So anything to celebrate at 63? You tell me. I don't know, but you tell me. Okay, let's read this to you finally before we wrap it up. This is in Yoruba, section 14.2a. It says, ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà láti ọ̀dọ̀ rẹ̀ tí ìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè ìgbà gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. Let me read it one more time. That's in Yoruba. Ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà láti ọ̀dọ̀ rẹ̀ tí ìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè ìgbà gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. So that tells you that we're the sovereigns from whom the government through this constitution derive all its powers and authority in Yoruba. One more time I read it to you. Ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà láti ọ̀dọ̀ rẹ̀ tí ìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè ìgbà gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. So that tells you that is a translation for our local people. If they know that in their language, they now know that they possess powers that is being used to govern, and they can begin to now go into the second part of it. He talks about ìkópa àwọn ènìyàn nínú ìjọba wọn gbọ́dọ̀ rí dájú ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àwọn òfin orílẹ̀-èdè, which means the participation of the people in their governance shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. And that means that part of that provision, of course, is that you're a sovereign, and as a sovereign, you can hold those you elect into office to account. But it needs to be translated into our languages so that the people can use those powers to hold those they elect into office to account. Very important. So at 63, with a constitution that's 24 years old, to have not been translated into our local languages is an abject failure of governance. You can take it or leave it. That is how I see it. It's an abject failure of governance. So I ask again, anything to celebrate at 63 for Nigeria? You tell me. If this resonates with you and you firmly believe that we can make the changes, I've shown you the powers we possess. We need it in our local languages. Please get in touch with Citizen AY. We need to encourage all 774 local government areas to begin to know the powers they possess within the constitution in their language, not in English, because English is not our mother tongue. A governance should ensure that the people know their laws in their local languages. No ifs, no buts. Anything else is an excuse. I'm going to leave it there. Leave a comment. Let's hear your views. You are, of course, watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Again, I ask a question. Anything to celebrate at 63 for Nigeria? You tell me. I don't know. I leave it with you. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll be back later on. Please share this comment. As you see, one more thing. You can see on the screen, it talks about, I told you, 1 naira is only worth 0.0013 of a dollar. Not even up to 1 cent. Naira is worthless. We must address that. We need one African currency to put a stop to all of this nonsense. But that's another story for another time. For now, thank you for watching. Don't forget, subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Hit the notification button. Give us thumbs up. Help us reach more people. Please share this podcast. Talk more and more about the constitutional powers we possess, because our people have been led to believe we have no power, but they are sovereigns and they need to be made aware of that. Please help us share this broadcast. You are, of course, watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Thank you for watching, and bye for now. Be back soon. Please do share. Leave a comment. Let's hear from you. Thank you so much. Bye for now.